to me.
May no difficulties come to me.
May no problems come to me.
May no problems come to me.
May I always meet with success.
May I always be with success.
May I also have patience,
May I also have patience,
courage,
courage,
understanding,
understanding,
and determination
and determination
to meet and overcome
to meet and overcome
inevitable difficulties,
difficulties,
problems,
problems,
and failures in life.
and failures in life.
Now stand to love it kind of thinking, your parents, brothers and sisters, teachers, friends, and all being living in this universe. My parents, brothers and sisters, teachers, friends, and all being living in this universe may be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. Please open your eyes. Say 3 times sadhu, 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 sadhu. Now it is time to start the progress.
Hello everyone, my name is Sunekha Manasinghe and I am the president of the Lotus Youth Council for the 2024 to 2026 term. I'm currently a first year student at the University of Toronto studying life sciences and I am so excited to be working with the rest of the council for the next 2 years.
And I am Dumansa Ablasinghe. I'm a grade 10 student and I'm currently the vice president of the Lotus Youth Council of this term.
So first of all, I would like to thank you all for being here today and supporting us. And at this time, we would like to invite Venerable Bhante Sarnapala, who is giving us his presence here today, to give us some words of wisdom to start off the council.
Venerable Bhante Sarnapala also recently wrote a book called Are You Kindful? And we're excited to hear more about that from him now.
The most venerable Vimala Buddha Lokahamadru and other venerable members of the Mahasangha. Dear children, it's such a great privilege for me to come to your temple to do this special service on the occasion of the new committee of the Lotus Youth Council. And I say the president this year, the president is Sunetma, and vice president is Dulansa. In fact, Dulansa came to see me with her parents last month to officially invite to do this special book talk. And then, of course, Sunetma called me, and Sunetma she's one of our Dhamma school students, and she was in my class, online virtual class. So very happy to see now Sunetma is studying in the university, and of course Dulansa is going to the university soon. And so both of you are giving a leadership to the youths of in the community. And I think that's the new committee, right? All of you. And I know you have an Instagram account and also the Facebook account. And we are connected. We are monitoring what you're doing. We also have a youth council at our temple, Buddhist Youth Council. We have been running the youth programs for a long time. I started these programs in 1999, and I still continue running such programs. And when the Lotus Youth Council was established, again, by then the first committee also invited me to come to your temple to give a special Dhamma talk and to give some inspiration and motivation. So I'm very pleased to see our new generation, the youths like you, having faith in what we are doing and our kindful activities, mindfulness, meditation programs, and other cultural programs. And I know all of you are very much involved with the community through this your dance programs. And when Dulansa had a special event, I was invited to witness that event, so I made sure to come. Though we were busy on that day, we made sure to be present at least for 1.5 hours, because I took it as a priority, because you are the next generation. You are the next generation who are going to take over this world. And maybe I strongly believe in young people like you, because you have the capacity and privilege and power and strength to become the next Prime Minister of Canada. You never know. This is a multicultural country. Anything is possible. All you have to do is you need to have this good intention. And if you could become the future Prime Minister of Canada, that means you will be one of the 7 powerful leaders in the world, G7. No? So I really love the young people. I love the people. Personally, I don't like to see people fighting or engaging any form of violent activities and hurting others, harming other people. I just want people to live in peace and harmony. And maybe this is my upbringing, coming from my grandparents, my parents, my teachers, and my teachers from Sri Lanka. So some of you must be wondering as to how I have come up with this concept. You know, there's the logo, as you can see, Canada, a mindful and kind nation. And so my global mission is to call every country a mindful and kind nation. So in 2020, I was invited by the United Nations to make a special presentation on this concept during the UN General Assembly in the month of September. And it was a special panel from the speakers from Hawaii, Canada, India, China, and England. So there were 5 panelists. And so I was especially invited to talk about this concept, how I have come up with this new idea. And the reason behind this is that, I was teaching a mindfulness meditation to different communities, the high school students, university students, and I would receive invitations from the churches and other places of worship across Canada. And so I have a Canadian student, his name is Michael, and so this was in 2017. Maybe you remember one of my programs that went viral in the world. That is the mindfulness meditation for Canadian police. All of you have seen the police officers practicing meditation at the Buddhist temple. That was my program. And so I have been receiving a lot of invitations from different companies, different organizations. So in 2017, I was invited to offer a special mindfulness sessions for a group of accountants at an accounting firm in Pickering. So after the program, my friend Michael invited me to enjoy some Tim Horton coffee, like double, because he knows that every time I go out, and I always try double. So he said, Bhante, on the way back to our temple in Mississauga, he said, Bhante, Sir Timothy Horton is nearby. Shall we pay a special visit to him? So I said, why not? Yeah, let's go. And so we got some coffee, and we were enjoying inside the Tim Horton coffee shop. And then he said, Bhante, I was looking at people, and they were very keen, and they were very interested in what you were teaching, and I have been to your programs because I'm your official chauffeur, and I go everywhere. And I have seen the great interest the audience showed to your concepts, your programs, your teachings. You always talk about kindness, you talk about mindfulness, you talk about love and universal goodwill. And so these are good things, these are good values. Then I said to him, I said, Michael, how about we officially call Canada a mindful and kind nation? Then he really liked this concept. I said, that's a great thing. So I call one of my students who is also here, Jenny Kim, and she is also one of the board members of our non-profit organization, this Canada Mindful and Kind Nation. And so I said, Jenny, can you please register this name as a non-profit organization? So following day, she went to the ministry to officially register this name, Canada, a Mindful and Kind Nation. So ever since, I have been doing a lot of public talks and different occasions and conferences, and I have tested this concept for some years. And in fact, this word, the entire global mission is based on this non-religious, non-cultural, but universal principle called kindfulness. and probably you have heard about this word kindfulness before. It was a very famous Buddhist monk known as Ajahn Brahm, who lives in Australia. He's a British monk, and he also authored a book, a small book, with this title called Kindfulness. And then I used this concept, kindfulness, for a universal purpose, greater purpose. That is to bring happiness, peace to the people around the world. And so this word, kindfulness, comes from two words. The first word is called the kindness, and the second word is called mindfulness. So kindfulness and mindfulness is called kindfulness. So this is how Ajahn Brahm teaches this principle. But I have expanded that concept. I said kindfulness means it's not just a principle of kindfulness itself, but what it really means, first step, always be mindful to be kind to yourself. First step, being kind to yourself is very important. And second step, be mindful to be kind to others. When we use the word be mindful, that means always remember, never forget. Always remember to be kind to yourself, and always remember to be kind to others. So now, I have been doing counseling for a long time. I started doing the student counseling at the University of Toronto as a U of T chaplain since 1999. And a lot of students would come to me for counseling, and I have listened to their troubled stories and what they were going through. It could be relationship problem, it could be other psychological, emotional issues. And so I would always encourage the students to try practicing mindfulness meditations. I would teach them a simple technique because I have been teaching meditation here in this country since 1995, and it's still happening every Wednesday. So a lot of people come to my sessions, people from different communities, people of all ages, and mostly non-Buddhists. They all come to my session because they see through meditation they feel healing. And so as I was teaching meditation, as I see the healing in them, I said, okay, meditation works for them. And then I would encourage them to try practicing this mindful breathing. And at the same time, as I was doing the soup kitchen, the feeding the homeless people at the Good Shepherd Center in downtown Toronto, and as I started doing the Sharing is Caring program, walking on the streets, distributing care packages to the homeless people, and I see the young people really enjoying such activities, and how highly they talk about their experience. Even let's say last Saturday, probably you have seen the pictures and videos, and I walked on the streets of downtown Toronto. It was a busy day, by the way. At the Toronto City Hall, there was a hockey game played by those famous hockey players. There were a lot of noises, and so we all gathered there with the care packages, and then people were kind of curious to know who are these people coming with this a lot of care packages? There were more than 200 care packages. And some people came to us and said, who are you? What are you doing? Like, did you bring this stuff to distribute to the people who came here to watch the hockey? Then I said, no, we came here to distribute these care packages to the homeless people. Really? So, wow, what a great thing that you're doing. And then there was a couple, a young couple actually, they went there to watch the hockey. He said, can we join you to walk on the street to distribute care packages? I said, why not? So then, that day we had young people from different communities, and after that they called me to say thank you. Bante, that was such a great experience. They have seen the other side of their life, the struggles, the pains, the sufferings they are going through in their life on the streets. So now they started appreciating their own life. Wow, we have everything at home. Attached bathroom, clean water, heating is there, like here inside this shrine room. We are not suffering from cold, right? But over there in the streets, people are sleeping on the streets, outdoor, freezing cold, and they are going through a lot of issues. So when we went to these homeless people with the care packages, as we gave them such packages, you can't believe, the joy they had, the biggest smile. They would always look up, saying, "Oh, thank you, God, for sending these divine beings to this earth." And so, even to say thank you, to look up, to say thank you, God, for sending these divine, the people. That shows, how happy they are, how joyful they are. Now, through your acts of kindness, if you can make someone happy, if you can bring joy to that someone, that is the power of kindness. That is the power of true compassion and love. You do this because first you appreciate yourself, and you begin to appreciate your own parents who are always doing everything for you, providing you everything. And then you say, okay, I had to do this. And also for years, I have been telling the kids like you, if possible, and if you can do it, and if you have the will to do it, every year on your birthdays, if you give birthday gifts, and you could, save that birthday gift, maybe $100, maybe $200, so whatever. And then once you visit Sri Lanka, I know all of you are going to visit Sri Lanka one day. On that day, if you can take at least $100 or $500 just with one good intention in mind, that is to go to a rural area and to buy some shoes, clothes, food, and other items, and to distribute them to the kids from the underprivileged families. And so if you could do this, it's going to make you a great person, a really kind and loving person. So I have a lot of kids, like especially those who have been coming to Sunday Dhamma school, and I encourage them to do such things. And guess what? As they grew up, they started doing part-time jobs. And it's not that they need money, maybe they need some pocket money, but instead of using that income as a pocket money, they have taken the money to Sri Lanka to help the students in the rural areas. So there are people, young people, who still continue to do such things. So then, through that, they became better people, kinder people, and through their acts of kindness, they were also able to bring light and happiness and joy and peace and to a lot of people. So this, if you choose to practice kindfulness, and it's going to change your life. Not for me. I think I'm not going to talk about the whole story. You can read a lot of stories from that book, but I would like to highlight my grandfather's story. From my father's side, I did not see my grandparents, my father's parents. I did not see them because they died before I was born. But I was able to interact with my mother's parents. In my first 10 years of my life in Bangladesh, I have seen my childhood how my grandfather, he was a farmer. He would cultivate vegetables. And then I would also, every time I go to my grandfather's house, I would join with him. I would go to his vegetable farm and how he would cultivate the vegetables, how he would sell them and make the income. And then I also have seen like how my grandfather would visit some families and he would just give some vegetables to some families. Then I was kind of wondering, what is happening here? Why my grandfather is going to some other houses and just giving the vegetables and some other items? And then one day I remember asking him, I said, Grandpa, we call Dadu, oh, why are you doing this? What's the purpose of doing this? And he said, we call the grandson, means Nati. Nati means grandson. I said, Nati, we have to show our kindness to the people, especially those who are struggling. Those don't have enough to survive, enough to live. You have to be there for them. Now imagine, because of you, somebody is eating something and feeling well and happy. That is the greatest thing that you could do for the society. Then I did not understand the power of that act of kindness. But then later on, I have seen my own teacher who made me a novice monk at the age of 10. He also helped so many children. He established more than 100 orphanages in Bangladesh. And I have seen him walking kilometers, 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers a day, and helping educate the children and establishing the orphanages, shelters. And so I realized, wow, this monk is lifting up other people, bringing light to them, and bringing them hope. And then I was sent to Sri Lanka. And in Sri Lanka, I was so privileged to receive my high ordination from two prominent monks, chief monks in Sri Lanka. They died some years back. The most venerable Madihi Panya Siha Mahanayaka Mahatera and Ampiti Sri Rahula Nayaka Mahatera. Especially Mahanayaka Hamudru, Madihi Panya Siha Mahanayaka Hamudru had a slogan, a motto. Do you know what it is called in Sinhala? Miniha nohada ratahadanna beha. Miniha hada ratahadanna. Did you understand that? Yeah. Miniha nohada ratahadanna beha. That means without fixing the man, the country cannot be fixed. Okay? So miniha hada ratahadamo. Therefore, let's fix the man first, and then let's fix the country. By building a citizen, you can build a nation. Setting the people, citizens of a country in the right direction, then you can put the country in the right direction. So then he spent all his life helping other people. And then in Kandy, in their branch in Kandy, Vajrarame, those days, there was another program that I have witnessed. I was part of that too. It's called, every Sunday, it's called the Kiridana. So a lot of young people would come would go to that Kandy General Hospital, and there, they would make kiri, special milk tea. And then we would receive Mari biscuits from Melbourne company. So then some young people would carry the milk tea and serving the milk tea to the patients, and then some others would distribute the Mari biscuits, and then we would go around and tie the pirit nool. Okay? And then there, it's not just the Buddhist people. The Hindu, Tamils, and all the Muslim people also would come to us and say, "Oh, Sadhu, can you please give us a pirit nool?" So we would just tie a pirit nool and give them blessings, and it would make them happy. So we have been doing this for 10 years until I came to Canada. And in addition to that program, there was another program called, it was established by Mudita Nayaka Hamudro. He is here in Canada. So it's called Asarana Sarana Padanama. Like those days, you have no clue what Sri Lanka went through in 80s. There was a civil war. There were a lot of people displaced, and they were suffering. So we would go to all these schools in Kandy, and we would collect some items. Like we would encourage every student to bring either a pen or pencil, or notebook, or used shoes or clothes. So they would, we would collect these items and bring them to the temple. And then Mudita Nayaka Hamudro had some special connection with the Sri Lankan army, special generals, And then army people would come to our temple with the huge army truck. And then happily, joyfully, we would upload all the items. We know that they are taking these collected items to those people who have been displaced because of this war. And so we have been doing this for a long time there in Sri Lanka. And also, in addition to this, there was another program called Dharma Charika. Dharma Charika is we go from village to village, town to town. We would go to different schools, and we would conduct some meditation programs, and we would encourage people to do Kiridana and also to help others. And so I had such good memories, such good backgrounds, and then I happened to come to Canada. And then, in 1995, I was invited to do a meditation session at, there was a school by Spadina and Bloor, if you're familiar, those who go downtown, near U of T, and Toronto School of Eastern Medicine. That was the name of that school. And so I went there to do a session in the evening. Then I saw some young people lining up. And after meditation, when we were walking to the parking lot, then I asked my friend Troy, I said, "Troy, what is this lineup?" They said, "Oh, Bante, these guys line up for, do you see the sign, LCBO?" Because I had no clue of that. So then I said, "Oh my goodness, so that means they are consuming alcohol." So I said, "Oh my goodness, so I have to do something." So I established that youth program at our temple, and then we started doing this soup kitchen. So through the soup kitchens, what we were doing is, we are doing this because we love ourselves, we care for ourselves, we appreciate ourselves. At the same time, we also care for others, especially those who are going through a lot of troubles and problems in their life. So the whole purpose of our mission is to minimize the negativities of the world through these activities, and also to maximize good values as much as possible, and especially through kindfulness. And also, kindfulness is the best remedy, medicine for anyone who is going through mental health issues, who are becoming suicidal. And guess what? One of my stories has been featured by CTV National News. Even if you Google now, you can find online the Buddhist monk who saved the young man's life, okay, and by CTV National News. And if you're interested in knowing that story, and so I was able to save so many lives through this principle, this of kindfulness. So I encourage people to try practicing meditation, and at the same time do something good for others. Like, it's really fulfilling if you're always there for others. Like, how you feel so strong when you feel that your parents are there for you and who are doing everything for you. You feel great, you feel elevated, you feel inspired, you feel motivated, you feel very strong. In the same way, now imagine you're there for someone. Like, here, the temple, the monks are here for who? For the community, for you. Now, because of the temple, because of the monks, today you are able to come here to learn the Dhamma and to practice meditation, and also to at least to try practicing the loving kindness meditation led by Vimal Buddha Lokahamaduru. Now, I firmly believe in this, because even for me, running a Sunday school for many years now, on the way to here, I was talking to Darshan and Dulham's father. Now, through Dhamma school, we were able to build many generations of young people who are doing so great. Some of them are now doctors, engineers, big shots of companies, educators, professors, and now we don't have, those days I used to chase young people like you. I would just go after you, call you, force you to come join these youth programs. But then I stopped chasing the young people. Now why? Now, when they, of course, let's say in your case, when you, at this age, parents had to force you to come to the temple to do this kind of work. And then after high school, you go to university, and of course, we have no way to go after you when you go to university. Then you enjoy the freedom, and you want to enjoy the freedom. Then you forget about us. But then, there is a problem that every student experiences. What is that problem? The stress, anxiety, pressure. Now, meditation is the best remedy for that. And then they go to see the counselors. And the counselors, doctors, psychologists, psychotherapists encourage you to try practicing meditation. And then, let's say after graduating from university, when they start working, and the companies, now there's another big problem in the people's life. They also experience a lot of stress, a lot of anxieties. Now let's say today is Monday, if it is today is Sunday, tomorrow is Monday. Now if Monday is a working day, majority of the people can have sound sleep on Sunday night. Why? They are thinking of the work. They had to get up early in the morning, drop the kids at the school, Before that, they had to feed the kids, prepare the lunch. Then, after dropping you, they have to go to work. When they go to work, these big bosses get them, yell at them for not performing well. So, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. They can't sleep. So, I knew this for a long time because people come and tell me. I know a lot of stories. So then I tried helping them, teaching them this simple technique, mindfulness meditation technique. There's a special technique I teach, you can learn from the book. And then I encourage them to do something good for others. Now, if you can do this, now that story, that young man, when he became suicidal, all I did was, out of love and compassion, I gave my time. I did deep mindful listening to his story, his struggle. And then I have just shown a little kindness and how I invited him to join me for a cup of tea. I made a cup of tea, gave him some cookies and some other delicacies. We had very friendly conversation. Then this friendly conversation, gave him hope. And then he found a new light. Then he kept coming back to my weekly programs. Then he recovered. His friends are kind of curious, what did you do to recover from this deep struggle you had? Then he started talking about his experience. I go to that Buddhist monk. I go to that meditation class conducted by this monk. It really helped me. I took some counseling from him. And then, can we join you? Can we go to see that monk? So he started coming to my session every week, with new people. At least, 5, 6 people, new people. And then he became a motivational speaker. When he became a motivational speaker, this CTV National News, all TV channels in Canada, in the month of January is a mental health awareness month. So they highlight his story. They feature someone who recovered from their own struggles. So this CTV National medical journalist, Avis Favero, got to know about my student and friend. His name is Ryan. And when she started interviewing him, and he said, I'm still living because of this Buddhist monk. Then this journalist was surprised. He said, what's the technique he used? Can we talk to him? So then he said, yes. And then they called me from there. And then Ryan asked me, Bhante, are you at the temple? I said, yes. Right away, they came to our temple. And Avis Favero, interviewed me and him together. And I said, this medication can heal your body, but it's the meditation that can heal your mind. So, as you keep practicing meditation, and if you can do little act of kindness every day, that is going to make you a happier, healthier, and a stronger person. Now, why I feel happy? Because throughout my life, even here in this country, what I have been doing is doing this kind of acts of kindness. And I still continue doing such things. Even during the COVID time, I tried my best to help people through the internet, using the technology, and also sending the help to 15 countries, including Sri Lanka. So because of that, we were able to bring light and hope to so many people. And we are able to reduce and alleviate pain and suffering of at least some people. Now my understanding is, now imagine let's see in Canada. What's Canada's population right now? What's the Canada's population right now? 30? Huh? 36 million? Billion? No. The global population is 8 billion. Right? Now Canada's population is maybe 38 millions, right? Now, we all are Canadians. Now imagine every Canadian citizen chooses to become mindful and kind. One day, we will see Canada a mindful and kind nation. Now imagine every global citizen chooses to become mindful and kind. The whole world will become mindful and kindful. So this is the logic behind this kindfulness practice. This is the story behind kindfulness practice. And so in this book, actually I'm teaching some techniques, telling a lot of stories from my own experiences and some healing stories. So I see a great interest in reading this book, and even Canada's the Global Mail also recommended this book. They featured, I think, 50 books that month, in the month of December, and they recommended this book as one of them. So I feel very happy for being able to bring some change in the country. And also I'm actually communicating with the Prime Minister's office and through our local MP, who is a good friend of mine, Peter Fonseca. And so we are trying to get an audience with the Prime Minister to officially introduce this program. And TVO's Steve, what's his last name? Is Steve Plankin? He's a famous figure, and he interviews all the authors. So we have reached out to him. So now he put the idea to the editorial board. Now, anytime soon, I might receive good news. I don't know. Hopefully, if Steve interviews me about this book, guess what? The whole Canada will know about this book. So we feel very happy. So now Lotus Youth Council. Now of course it's from generation to generation. All of you are here in the community. I know you're very actively involved with the community, and you all are amazing kids. You know, I see your activities, your performances. Even last Sunday at the Independence Day celebration, how you performed, how people are highly talking about all of you. These are the great virtues, great qualities that you have. You're doing this for the love for the community. Love of the community, love for the community, love for the nation, because this is what we all need. So kindfulness practice can be cultivated in many ways. So even through performances like that, cultural dances. Now see, through your costumes, outfits, your performances, you were able to make happy those who were present that day. So you should take credit for that. I was able to make some people happy. If they were not happy, they wouldn't clap for you. But they clapped for you because they were happy. So that's the unique thing that you have done. That's the kindness practice. So, and as you do things for here, maybe as a committee what you could do is, you also could organize either a soup kitchen or Sherry's camp program. It's still winter time. You may not be able to prepare 200 or 300 packages, but at least we have the capacity, power to prepare 10, 15 care packages. For me, because I have a lot of people, I just encourage all my students and the community people to donate something. Every every care package contains the items worth more than $150 items. So, but in your case, you could make some sandwiches, or you could buy some samosas, or you could buy some pizza, and you can walk on the street. On that day, on the same day, I saw another group. They were giving the pizza actually. And last year, I had another great experience of, as we were walking on the street, we saw a group of big guys, big people. They was distributing the pizza to the people, homeless people. So I was curious to know who they were. So I went to them. I said, "Oh, wow, you're doing amazing. You're giving food to the people." So we also, we also have packages. I said, "Who are you? What are you doing?" I said, "I'm a Buddhist monk. So these are our people, young people. We are distributing care packages to the homeless." Oh my goodness, how amazing is that? So then I said, "What group are you? What organization?" And they kind of smiled. I said, "We are members of the Hells and Angels." Big guys. So I think one picture should be there. If I posted that story. So even such people are doing acts of kindness. Now imagine if you start doing this. You will feel very strong, very happy. So I'm very pleased with all the activities you're running through Lotus Youth Council, and thank you so much for organizing this event today and to talk. You call it the book talk, right? So I just told you some one or two stories and my experience, how I have come up with this concept. And during the COVID time, actually, I had enough time, so I sat down and contemplated on what I have been teaching. So then I have asked two of my students, Canadian students, to edit the book. And so then one of my students helped me find this Canadian publishing company, the Friesen Press. They don't publish everybody's book. So first they check your background, they read your book to see whether it's in line with their principle. And so when I submitted the manuscript, they really liked it so much. So then they said, "Wow, this is a new concept. We really want to publish this book." And then said, "You have to hire one of our professional editors." So I did so. So eventually, it took 7 to 8 months to go through this procedure of publishing a book. And so last year, October, during my annual, I also, to make a huge awareness of this kindfulness practice in the country, I organized an annual conference. I call it Kindful Canada Symposium, a national conference on mental health and kindfulness. So this year, the last October, it was held at the Aga Khan Museum Auditorium, and there were more than 300 people from, so these are not just our community people, majority of them are Canadians. So they really loved this, and so that day I had the official book launch, and so I'm very happy to see people around the world reading this book or showing great interest in reading this book. And I'm also very happy that you have shown a great interest in reading this book. I know, Dulansa, you came to the temple and you bought the book and you read it. And so when you published the picture in social media, your Tatis friend in Australia also saw that and showed a great interest in reading this book or purchasing this book. So this is how we make an awareness. And so this is great, I mean, you are the next generation. Now imagine you are mindful and kind. Imagine you're a kindful person. then of course, through your kindness practice, the first person who would benefit is you. You're a great person, and then your family, and then your community, and then your nation, and then the whole world. So I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for inviting me to do this book talk at this inauguration ceremony. Thank you.
So first of all, we'd like to say thank you so much, Venerable Olete Saranapala, for being here today and giving your words of wisdom for us, and for all your support that you have contributed to the Lotus Youth Council. We also want to give a token of our appreciation for you. This token of our appreciation in exchange for some of our books, and this is to you from the Lotus Youth
Thank you.
Council.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And if anyone else would like to receive a book from Venerable Bhante, we have books right outside the shrine room where you can purchase a book, and you can also head over to this table if you would like to learn more about the Lotus Youth Council.
We also want to specifically thank all the monks at the Toronto Mahavihara Temple for giving us all their support, and the parents and the youth of the Lotus Youth Council for making this event possible. We are so very appreciative of all your time and effort in making this event happen.
And remember, this is only our first event, and we have so many more planned for the future, like our annual potluck, for example. And so we hope to see you all at our next event.
And please feel free to stay back and enjoy some food. You can find them at the basement, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
Yeah. So I would like to take a picture with all of you there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Hello, කොහොමද ඉතින්? ශාන්තියාවේ නේද? හරි. ඕ එදා හිට මේක වැඩ කරේ නෑනේ. එහෙමද? හරි. ඒකයි මේ. Oh, exactly. හරි හොඳයි ඒක. ඒත් ඒ විදිහට ගියා හොඳට ගියා ඒක. ඒක අතනද කරමු නේද? එතන
මේක තමයි මේ මම නායකයන්ට කියලා තාවේ නෑ